great. One other thing I wanted to ask who would be timer.
I'll go ahead and take the time.
Thank you very much. All right. Looks like all the roles are filled. All right. Well, I had to step out to print the agenda. Did we have an invocation while I was gone? Did I miss out on that? No. Oh, great. Very good. Well, let's start with an invocation from Chris Frank.
Today's invocation is from a commencement speech by novelist David Foster Wallace to the graduating class at Kenyon College in 2005. And it's meaningful to me because, especially having the career and the hobbies and the kids, it's very hard to just be focused in the moment and be there. So that's what this is about. Here it goes. There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" If at this moment you're worried that I plan to present myself here as the wise old fish explaining what water is to you younger fish, please don't be. I'm not the wise old fish. The immediate point of the fish story is that the most obvious, ubiquitous, important realities are often the ones that are the hardest to see and talk about. Stated as an English sentence, of course, this is just a banal platitude, but the fact is that in the day-to-day trenches of adult existence, banal platitudes can have life or death importance. It's about simple awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us, that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over, this is water, this is water. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Chris. I've been looking forward to Word of the Day. This is a word that we should all keep in our mind, and sometimes it's hard to fit it in here during the Toastmasters meeting, but you have all day to try to do it. Do it sometime today. Matt, would you please tell us what word we should try to use today?
That's the word. I'm going to write it on the board too.
Okay.
The word of the day is homiletic, which is relating to the art of preaching, or also preachy. In a sentence, it would be, in clerical collar and vestments, Mr. Gomes was a figure of homiletic power in the pulpit. Hammering out the cadences in a rich baritone, the New Yorker called a blend of James Earl Jones and John Houseman. Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, before we get started, I would like our general evaluator, Meg Ward, to let us know about her evaluation team today and what they are going to be looking for. Meg?
Thank you. The role of the general evaluator is to provide general comments on the meeting on what went well and what can be improved upon. The evaluation team also looks for different areas for improvement. Lori, can you please stand and provide a summary of your role as audit counter today?
Oh, sure. My job as audit counter is to try to catch the fillers that we use while we're here in our club, and try to curtail them as we speak to others, during the week and at work. I look for ahs, ums, inappropriate fillers like so. A lot of people will start off the sentence with so and well, and then the double clutches when you restart the sentence. And I keep track, and then I'll provide a report at the end.
Okay, thank you. And Sarah, could you please provide your role as timer today?
I will. The timing. Are you first, Tricky?
Yeah.
Okay, so the icebreaker is 5 minutes. I'll hold up the green at 6 minutes, the yellow, and red at 7 minutes. a speech for
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes also. And I will be actually timing the evaluators in addition to table topics.
Okay, thank you. And Maggie and Lori will be our evaluators for the speeches today. And I hope when I give my general evaluation, it's not homiletic to all of you. Thank you.
Very much, Meg. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, we will have an icebreaker today. So I think the icebreaker should be first for breaking the ice. I didn't get any advance notice before the meeting about JP's speech, so I can't really share anything about it. I guess I'm looking forward to it as much as all of you are. So please welcome JP.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Jianping Wu. I didn't give a notice to Alan in advance because I thought this morning I see one room still available for speaker. And I missed my first assignment of talk a couple months ago, so I think today is the good opportunity for me to catch it up. So my name is Jianping Wu. I'm a principal scientist at Neuromodulation Stimulation Research Group. I have been working on the deep brain stimulation for the treatment of movement disorders. So this is my dream work. I like it very much. But today I'd like to introduce myself, more specifically about how I came to Medtronic. You probably guessed I'm Chinese. I was born, I grew up over there, and during the time of the Great Revolution period, the 10 years, maybe you know that. That turned out to be a disaster of the China for recent history. I grew up in that period. I spent my childhood during that period. You know what? I really enjoyed it because as a child, I don't care about too much on politics and those kind of things. We just play, no homework, let the adults worry about these things happening. So I was enjoying my life that until 1978 when the China stopped that great revolution. And people have to really work hard during the time. As a child, I had to do too. So before that, we are not encouraged to learn English, and some place is even not allowed to study English. So in my family, I didn't have to worry about that. Until I get to university, we have to pass the English exam to go to university, and also to be a professor, to be a good profession career, you have to know English. And back a couple years ago, even 2008 Beijing Olympic game, even those taxi driver and retirees, they are forced or volunteer to learn English. So you can imagine now everybody learn English in China. So I can talk to my high school nephew. He can speak English fluently, and I'm sometimes ashamed of myself. His accent is much better than mine. So I have been living in North America for more than 10 years. So anyway, okay. After I get my master's degree, I get the opportunity to go abroad to study in USA or France or Europe. But I had to first pass the English examination. So I worked really hard and I passed. But I was assigned to France. For that, I had to learn French, of course. So the first lesson my French teacher told us is to forget your English, otherwise you cannot learn French. So I tried really hard. So a couple of months later, we started contacting the professor in France. So one of the professor wrote me back very soon and saying that, okay, we welcome to you to our lab, and we are saying, okay, we will see you in July, blah, blah, that. But before that, the two words get my attention. That's in French is bien entendu. That means literally, that's like, listen well. So at that time, I don't know much. I didn't know very much well French. So I interpreted as, okay, listen well. So that kind of a harsh words, I think, okay, what kind of professor? I even not been there. I mean, already so bossy to me. I said, okay, maybe I have to think about it. And that during that hesitation, I got another offer from another professor in France, Paris. So that wording is much worse. I mean, know that without that word. So I took the second one. And half a year later, I found that bien entendu is not that I thought. It's actually, okay, that's a deal. That's kind of very friendly word saying, okay, that's a deal. You come in July. You are welcome. So, okay, fine. Oops, I missed the opportunity. But because of that accident, I came to Medtronic. That's the reason why. I went to that professor in Paris, and he brought me to OR in the second day of my stay over there. So I went OR room. I found they are doing surgery, doing deeper brain stimulation for the treatment of movement disorders. It was in 1994, actually the right beginning of the career and the therapy. So I saw the patient get turn on this stimulator. The tremor stopped. I mean, starting like that, I turned on, stopped immediately. I was so amazed by this technique. I said, okay, that's so wonderful. I'd like to do that. But unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity to do that project because the project was assigned already. So 3 years later, I wrote and defended my thesis in 100% with French. So I'm very happy. And another achievement is I totally forgot my English. So after my graduation, my professor recommended to Toronto for postdoc study. So I thought, okay, I took the offer as hoping my French will make my life easier over there. Guess what? I know you know that French is one of the two official languages of Canada, but in Toronto nobody talks about in French. So that's giving me another headache. And one day, I was not the embarrassment when I was sitting by the telephone. A lot of times when I pick up the phone, start with English and end up with French. And another day I was waiting for bus. The two young guys talking each other. I'm very happy, and I didn't know what they're talking about. But 5 minutes later, I realized they're talking in English or in French, because they're talking a very Quebec accent. So I don't understand a kind of another language. Anyway, I told myself, maybe it's a time I have to forget my French. So I tried really hard, and I did a study in that lab. Dr. Lozano, Dr. Lan, this very good center for movement treatment and DBS. That kind of experience paved my way to here, Medtronic. So 4 years later, I came here. I'm very happy that I get this position. Kind of a dream become true. So but right now I think about, do I have to go that's around and French, English, French, so too much time. So anyway, it's how I came to Medtronic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, JP. Well, I'd like to give everyone a few minutes to write some comments, some feedback for JP.